I tried to reason with myself, telling me it was wrong to feel this way, but you've become the only thing that occupies my mind, and every thought circles back to you, no matter how hard I try to fight it. At first, I told myself this was a phase, that I could push these feelings away, but as the days go by, I realize that you've weaved yourself into every fiber of my thoughts. I told myself to keep my distance, to protect my heart from what seemed like an inevitable mess. But now, your presence has slowly consumed me in ways I can't escape, and I wonder if this was always meant to happen. Every time I tried to suppress my emotions, every time I convinced myself this wasn't right, you found a way to break through the walls I built around my heart and mind. And now I can't imagine life without you in it. I've spent so many sleepless nights convincing myself this was wrong, but every time I try to move on, your smile, your voice, your touch lingers in my thoughts, reminding me how deeply you've taken over my soul. My mind tries to reason with me, but it can't shake the undeniable truth that you've become a part of me. Every decision, every moment, now feels incomplete without you. I told myself I was being foolish, that I should let go, but with each passing moment, you have firmly planted yourself in the very core of my thoughts, leaving me helpless in your wake. I tried to move past it, telling myself this wasn't what I needed, but you've invaded my every thought, pulling me back, showing me that sometimes the heart knows something the mind can't quite grasp. No matter how much I tried to resist, no matter how many times I told myself this was a mistake, your essence has taken over my entire being. And now I can't even imagine a world where you're not a part of it. I promised myself I wouldn't fall, that I would protect my heart. But somewhere along the way, I let you slip in unnoticed. And now you hold more power over me than I ever thought possible. I told myself I would be strong, that I could handle this, but in the quiet moments when my thoughts take over, I find myself lost in you, trying to make sense of something that feels both wrong and so incredibly right. The more I try to push you away, the more I realize how deeply ingrained you've become in my mind. I've told myself this is wrong, but my heart refuses to listen to the doubts my mind tries to create. I tried to convince myself this wasn't real, that it was just a fleeting feeling, but as the days pass, I know the truth now. You've become a part of my very being, and there's no turning back from that. I told myself I had to let go, but when your presence constantly lingers in my thoughts, I wonder if I'm even capable of moving on from what has taken root in my heart. My thoughts are consumed with you. I told myself this wasn't supposed to be, but now It feels like the more I fight it, the deeper you become embedded in my soul. I've tried to push these feelings aside, to deny them, but there you are, in every corner of my mind, showing me that maybe, just maybe, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. Every time I said I would walk away, every time I told myself this wasn't what I needed, you found a way to pull me back. And now, I wonder if my heart is stronger than my mind. I've told myself I'm being reckless, that I should be smarter, but no amount of reasoning changes the fact that my heart keeps pulling me back toward you, even when I know it's not the easiest choice. I promised myself I wouldn't let my emotions control me, but every thought, every dream, every heartbeat is taken up by you. And now I'm left wondering if I ever truly had control in the first place. The more I tell myself this is wrong, the more I realize that what I feel for you is undeniable. My heart won't let go, and neither will my thoughts. I've convinced myself time and time again that I could walk away, but your presence remains in my mind like a song that won't stop playing, and no matter how much I resist, I can't silence it. In my head, I know this is complicated, that it might not be what I should want. But deep inside, I can't escape the pull you have on me, and it's a feeling that's impossible to ignore. I told myself I should protect my heart, that this was never meant to be, but you've managed to become the very thing I crave, no matter how hard I try to push it all away. I tried to convince myself that I didn't need this, that I was stronger than these feelings, but your presence is always there, sneaking into my thoughts and leaving me wondering what it would be like if I let go. I've told myself 100 times that I should move on, that this isn't healthy, but every time I try, I find myself drawn back to you. Your smile, your laugh, your very essence lingers in my mind. No matter how much I try to resist, you've infiltrated my thoughts, and no matter how much I tell myself this isn't right, I can't seem to shake the truth that you've taken over my soul. I said I wouldn't let this happen, that I wouldn't allow myself to feel this way, but here I am, consumed by thoughts of you, unable to push them aside. I told myself I wasn't ready for this, that I wasn't strong enough, but your love, your energy has entered my heart, and now I can't picture my life without it. I knew this wasn't what I wanted, but I couldn't stop it from happening. The more I told myself I should walk away, the stronger the connection grew, and now I'm lost in you. I tried to make sense of it, telling myself this wasn't what I needed, but your presence has swept through my life like a storm, and now all I can do is surrender to the overwhelming force of my feelings. I thought I could control this, that I could distance myself from what felt so wrong. But every time I tried, you appeared in my mind again, making me question everything I believed. I tried to block it out, to tell myself I was imagining things, but you've taken hold of my thoughts in a way that I can't explain. No matter how much I fight it, you're always there. I told myself I should be more careful, that this was a mistake, but with every passing moment, I realize how deeply you've taken over my mind, and now I'm lost in this feeling I can't escape. I tried to let go, tried to walk away, but you've taken over my thoughts in a way that no amount of reasoning can fix. I wonder if this is what falling truly feels like. I told myself I wouldn't let my emotions control me, but your presence has taken over my every thought, making me wonder if I've truly lost control or if this is exactly where I'm meant to be. I tried to convince myself this wasn't real, but now I can't deny it. Your presence, your love, has become a part of me, and I can't seem to shake it off. My mind tells me to let go, but my heart refuses to listen. You've taken root in my thoughts, and no matter how much I try to distance myself, I can't escape the reality of how deeply you've affected me. I told myself I would never let someone like you take over my mind, but here I am, thinking of you every moment, and I can't stop it. I've spent so long telling myself this wasn't right, but now I wonder if this is what life is about, falling into the unknown, embracing the things that scare us the most. I promised myself I wouldn't fall this hard, but your thoughts are like an echo in my mind, reverberating through every corner of my existence. I tried to tell myself this was wrong, but as I think of you, my heart speaks louder than my mind, pulling me into a reality I never expected. I told myself I wouldn't get attached, but with each passing day, you've woven yourself so deeply into my thoughts that I wonder if I've already crossed the point of no return. I tried to convince myself it wasn't worth it, but the more I think of you, the more I realize I've already given my heart to you, and now I don't know how to get it back. I told myself I wouldn't let emotions rule my decisions, but with every thought of you, I realize I've already surrendered, and I'm not sure I want to fight it anymore. My mind tells me to let go, but my heart is lost in the depth of what I feel for you. And now I can't imagine a future without your presence. I've told myself this wasn't supposed to happen, that I should walk away, but you've become a part of me, and now every thought, every feeling is centered around you. I told myself I would protect my heart, but now you've taken over my every thought, and I'm left wondering if this was the lesson I needed to learn all along. I thought I could ignore it, push it aside, but your thoughts are like a fire that keeps growing, and now I can't seem to put it out. I told myself to stay focused, to not get lost in this feeling, but every time I try, you invade my thoughts, and I wonder if I'm just meant to be lost in this. I tried to resist, told myself this was wrong, but you've become more than just a thought, more than just an idea. You've taken root in my heart, and now I can't let go. I told myself I shouldn't get involved, that I was better off without this, but now your presence has taken over my mind, and I can't even remember what life was like before it. Every time I said I wouldn't let myself feel this way, you were there, reminding me that the heart often knows something the mind can't understand. I told myself I wasn't ready for this, but now your thoughts are my constant companion, and I wonder if I've been ready all along without realizing it. I told myself I would never let this happen, but now it feels as if my thoughts, my very essence, is consumed by you, and I can't seem to break free.